These cosmic horror stories will have you staying up at night in horror, as these are some of the scariest stories out there. This is the top 5 scary cosmic horror stories not written by H.P. Lovecraft. In at number 5 we have Songs of a Dead Dreamer. Songs of a Dead Dreamer by Thomas Ligotti was written in 1986 and is a cosmic horror short story collection, housing 3 different sections for different types of dreams: dreams for sleepwalkers, dreams for insomniacs, and dreams for the dead. These short stories navigate through a lurid dreamscape in a bizarre and cosmic horror manner. Additionally, throughout the series you will find a recurring theme of puppets, dreams, clowns, and inescapable fate, leaving you with a disturbing sense of uneasiness and disillusion. As the book progresses, the cosmic creepiness escalates, and like most cosmic horror stories, this book blends reality, creating a gateway to a new dimension. This new dimension invites you into the unsettling darkness that is the book. Ligotti's raw and experimental work is a response to how little our world actually matters. Furthermore, it's a play on the fact that we as humans cannot help but be drawn to the dark and dangerous, being always one precipitous step away from our horrific and total demise. You can see this directly in the book, as on every new page the character receives life or a fate worse than death. Influenced by the strange terrors of Lovecraft, Ligotti shapes his path in the cosmic horror realm with his unique yet bizarre way of storytelling. Safe to say you might not want to read this book before bed. In at number 4 we have the Imago Sequence by Laird Barron. Written in 2007, the Imago Sequence is an ironic riff on the classic H.P. Lovecraft story. With 9 short stories, this book is a bizarre and sanity-blasting cosmic horror novel. Evil things happen to the character in Barron's stories, and these bad things often threaten the entire race and even the planet while at it. By being driven to face the cosmic horrors for work, these characters are driven to their own demise. The characters within this novel are on a journey to collide with the greater unknown and remain unaware until it's too late, tackling the broad concept of unavoidable fate. The world that Barron creates in these stories is filled with unknown predators and the corruption of his characters. In this realm, humans are merely nothing but food to the monsters that inhabit the land, touching on themes such as race, capitalism, fear, and masculinity. Read with caution to the sheer terrifyingly heavy unhinged novel that is the Imago Sequence. Barron's work is a sensory overload of complex stories and cosmic horror, and is definitely not for the faint-hearted. In at number 3, The Fisherman by John Langan. This novel is a blended mix of dark folklore, human frailties, and of course cosmic horror. Taking place in upstate New York, it follows the story of 2 widowers who have found comfort in their shared enjoyment of fishing. After many weekends of fishing trips, they take a trip to Dutchman's Creek. The creek is known for being dangerous to fishermen, though nobody is sure why, as it has a reputation for taking the lives of fishermen who visit. What they find and hear on their way to the creek might just be the remedy for both their losses, as they meet someone who tells the horrifying tale of how the Dutchman Creek got its name. Though they find themselves in a deep and dark tale of long buried secrets and a mysterious human-like man known as the Fisherman. This new dark and unknown realm they are pulled through will bring the 2 men face to face with what they have lost, and the price they will have to pay to regain it. The Fisherman has been compared to pure Lovecraftian horror at its finest, with some Americana mixed into it, filled with personal, quiet horror and dark despair. With the overarching theme of grief and the loss of a loved one, Langan tells the story in a way that creates an atmosphere of terror and uneasiness through a surrealist vision. This is a story about bereavement, deceased wives, and some of the horrors of life told within a cosmic horror reality. Coming in at number 2 we have Agents of Dreamland by Caitlin R. Kiernan. Taking inspiration from Lovecraftian horror, Kiernan blends cosmic horror with a government investigation setting in her novel Agents of Dreamland. Taking place in Southwest America in the summer of 2015, this novel merged the atmosphere of cosmic horror with the tropes of a science fiction tale, making for a claustrophobic and unnerving experience, creating a refreshingly dark and twisted story. The similarities do not end there, as Kiernan also manages to convey the overwhelming atmosphere of hopelessness that Lovecraft novels are best known for, hopping around in time telling the story of an apocalyptic cult and an investigator trying to stop the cult. The government special agent is on the hunt to investigate an event that happened earlier in the week, though this event has no explanation but which haunts the agent, while in contrast the cult leader is gathering the weak to offer a chance for transcendence. The signalman is on the hunt for his cult leader Drew Standish after he witnesses the grisly aftermath of the transcendence he promises. As the agent tries to forget the terrifying scenes he has seen, a woman travels through time and space to understand what is happening, right before losing contact with the New Horizons probe as it makes contact with something outside of Pluto's orbit. Kiernan's passion for Lovecraft's work shines through the novel with the attention to detail and horrific dark tone of the novel. Kiernan's depiction of humanity's inevitable fall to the Elder Gods is truly Lovecraftian. Within this aspect of the novel, there's a lesson to be told about humanity's doom and the limited time for our planet. However, the author shows us that our own actions in the face of the inevitable fate of humanity are what gives us our humanity. And in the end, the unavoidable end to our world does not negate the importance of compassion you can give while waiting for the impending doom. And finally, in at number 1, we have A Lush and Seething Hell, Two Tales of Cosmic Horror. Bringing together his best-selling cosmic horror short stories, John Horner Jacobs creates a terrifying novel that examines the violence and depravity of the human condition, while adding the surrealistic aspect of cosmic horror. This novel is a mix between the supernatural and psychological of the scary imagination of Lovecraft. The story, My Heart Struck Sorrow, follows the story of a music archivist at the Library of Congress as he is tasked with gathering recordings of a recently passed ethnomusicologist, where he would be led down a road of the desperate revelation of grief and guilt. The second short story in this novel, The Sea Dreams, It Is the Sky, it is a much shorter but still delivers in eeriness. This story revolves around the fictional South American country of Madeira, with two main characters whose lives become intertwined. When one of the characters finds the other's journal that is dripping with horrible secrets, what follows is a disturbing scene and skin-wrenching terror. This novel is most known for being breathtakingly haunting, which takes you on a terrifying journey into the darkness, compelling us to confront secrets best left hidden. Both stories are filled with unsettling moments. This novel is where the parallels lie between the personal trauma and dread and what lies beyond the edge of reality. Jacob decodes what it means to truly understand how humanity can crumble within seconds and the guilt of being liable for its deconstruction. This chilling duo of emotional stories will have you awake at night guessing what's real and what's fiction. Well, there we have it. Thanks for tuning into this video. I will see you in the next one. Hopping around in time telling the story of an Hopping around in time telling the story of an apocalyptic. Hopping around in town. Hopping around in time telling the story of an Why is that tripping me out? Story of an apocalyptic cult. Too many P's. Hopping around in time telling the story of an Hopping around in time telling the story of an apocalyptic cult and an